want to get you to respond to something former President Trump said about the debt ceiling in 2019. Take a listen.
I can't imagine anybody ever even thinking of using the debt ceiling as a negotiating wedge.
Why don't you agree with him on this?
Well, first of all, he also said the other day on a rival network that he said that when he was president, and when asked why he wasn't saying it now, he said because he's not president.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and Republican Congressman Byron Donalds ran into a buzzsaw on the set of Meet the Press with Chuck Todd on Sunday, and it was absolutely epic. Todd backed Byron Donalds into a corner with a clip from 2019 in which the tangerine tyrant said that he could never think of anyone using the debt ceiling as a negotiating tool. Todd wanted to know why Donalds has been defending Trump's flip-flopping on whether debt negotiations should be used as a way to push partisan agendas.
Listen, Donald Trump is
Isn't
always
do you realize
negotiating.
how absurd that sounds?
That is not absurd.
How
He's
is that not
always
absurd? It's
negotiating, Chuck. Chuck, he's always negotiating. That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons why so many deals for our country worked out to our benefit as compared to his predecessors, both Republican and Democrat, because he's always negotiating.
Do you realize how partisan that sounds?
That's not a partisan statement.
What is good for me is not for thee.
Donalds responded like he was playing a game of sticks and stones in elementary school, bringing up that the orange jackaloon said those things that Todd brought up on a rival network when he was president. Byron Donalds relied on the absurd argument, and his incompetence was on absolute full display. Donalds tried to minimize Chuck Todd's question using word games, and his defense of Donald Trump consisted of, he's not president anymore, to which Todd was quick to point out the stupidity of Byron Donalds' argument.
Listen,
He's basically saying, when I'm president,
Right.
there's no negotiating on this. But hey, when somebody else is president, screw 'em.
well, no, here's the thing. Let's be realistic now. When Donald Trump was negotiating debt ceiling with Nancy Pelosi, mind you, they negotiated that.
No, they
when
didn't. They raised it without any restrictions.
When they were doing that, our economy was thriving. Our debt levels were not where they are right now. We were about $24 trillion, not $32 trillion. We weren't having massive deficits the way we are right now. It was a very different environment. Now you have $32 trillion on the credit card, and all House Republicans are saying is, let's go back to pre-pandemic spending. That's common sense stuff.
Donalds found himself in the national spotlight during the Kevin McCarthy Speaker of the House debacle. Jackaloons like Lauren Boebert from Colorado nominated him for Speaker of the House. He lost miserably, but is considered to be one of the rising gas bubbles of the Republican Party. Chuck Todd brilliantly exposed the good for me, but not for thee talking point that Donalds was using. Donald Trump isn't always negotiating, Byron. He's a crook looking for ways to dupe people. Byron Donalds is a Trump supporter, and his defense of the orange loser is partisan. Todd hits Donald hard with truth and exposes his hypocrisy. Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans are holding America hostage over the debt ceiling. This is a manufactured partisan attempt to target veterans programs and Social Security. The Republicans' refusal to pass the debt ceiling is risking an economic crash. Seniors wouldn't get their Social Security checks. Bills wouldn't be paid, and this would cause huge problems for the citizens of this country. Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans' goal isn't to help the economy. They want to cause a recession because they think that it will hurt President Biden. There is nothing honorable about what the GOP is trying to do. They want to add work requirements to Social Security, but how about adding some work requirements for the $2 trillion tax giveaway that Donald Trump passed for the billionaires and rich bankers that the taxpayers too often bail out? As the June 1st debt ceiling approaches, we will likely see more of this moronic GOP propaganda played out on TV screens across America. The bottom line is that the GOP is acting in a very partisan way to destroy the economy of the nation. They don't care about people who struggle with food and shelter insecurities. The Republican Party is not the party of leadership, family values, or God. They are an absolute farce, and jackaloons like Byron Donalds are just their panel of talking hemorrhoids, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.